Thank you, everybody, for being here today. One of the things that has come up for me a lot recently, and you may have noticed that 2013 is like not any other year that we may have experienced. And one of the things that I've been saying is it's like walking through warm Jell-O. It's like trying to get form out of warm Jell-O is not easy. And so we've been working on this, trying to create a new foundation that'll allow us to work in harmony with these new energies and to find ways to bring our gifts forward into the world. And it's been an interesting time where there are these massive waves of light that have been coming to the planet in these configurations, astrological configurations that we've never seen before. And I'm looking back to the harmonic convergence back in '87 and how there was all these astrological configurations at that time that had never been seen before. And it feels like this is like if the Mayan calendar completed last year, then this is year one, and we're in year one of this new time of being. And we're learning how to navigate in this new energy, and what it feels like is different every day. And almost every moment, it's different. And so it's learning how to not resist the change and not resist the flows as they come into us. And so I've been very grateful that I have the guidance that I do right now. And one of the things that's been up is Archangel Gabriel talking a lot about creative solutions and how if we were only enlightened enough that we could see in every situation how there is a solution in every situation. And so sometimes we're not there, and things look pretty contracted. So when we ask for the creative solutions to come forward in every situation, the energy just flows right there because it's a living, active energy force. And that's one of the great things for me that's changed in 2013 is a recognition of these energy forces. We can call them light, we can call them spiritual principles, we can call them qualities of consciousness, but they're actual living frequencies of energy that are connected to words of empowerment, words like peace, words like well-being. So breathe that in for a moment. Just breathe in well-being. And let well-being fill your whole energy field and anchor onto the planet. And can you sense well-being? Can you sense what a different feeling that is? It's a living, active force of energy that we can actually use to change our lives and work with our lives now. And so playing with these words has been part of my process, and watching how they actually can create. And so how am I, in every moment, I can keep coming back to recognition of what it is that I really want to experience, and what is my heart really telling me that I want and need to provide for my experience. And happiness seems to be a real key element. So in this particular time that we're living in, if it doesn't make us happy, it's not meant for us to be doing that, So I know you're laughing. Yes. So this has been up a lot recently, right? Yeah. And so finding balance in the whole situation I kept seeing in meditation, I kept seeing this gyroscope. And at first I wasn't quite sure what it was, but then I remembered that my dad used to have boats, and I could never figure out why the pots and pans wouldn't fall off the stove, and it was because there was a gyroscope on the stove, and it kept it all in perfect balance. And I thought, oh, that's brilliant, if we could just have a visual image of what it would feel like to be in having an inner gyroscope that would keep coming back to where we're in balance. And happiness seems to be this clue for me. If I'm in balance, I'm usually happy. And so if a situation makes me happy to think of it as doing something, it's usually right in tune with what I'm here to do. So this is so simplistic that people are just like negating the possibility. But we live in a field of infinite possibilities right now. A friend of mine used to call it the 10,000 things. I think that's a Buddhist saying. That there are always at least 10,000 choices to make. And so it's up to us, because we have free will. And this is our time to do that, is create from that place. And it's coming back to our hearts. And I'm not sure if you're familiar with heart math, but this is an amazing place down in the Bay Area that's an organization of scientists that are studying the heart. And that they are the ones that have found out that the heart carries more intelligence than the brain right now. And this is really a different time where our hearts are actually, they probably did this before, but right now it feels like this is the first time that our hearts are speaking to us in a language that is compelling a new way of living. And heart-centered action has become the way that we actually should. I promised myself I wouldn't should on myself anymore. I said, so when my heart is centered, and when my heart is moving towards something, my heart will compel me to take action. So if I can pay attention to my heart, and then its heart-centered action is the correct thing. It's correct in harmony with my soul. My higher self, who has become my best friend, and I really inspire all of you to connect with your higher self as your best friend right now, because they're so close. All these energy frequencies are working in our fields now. And so our higher self is completely attuned to our soul purpose. And if we want to make sure that we're in harmony with our soul purpose, our higher self is the place to go. And our higher self is just right there. And the higher self knows which angels are working with us. And our higher self knows which guidance is right for us. And our higher self is so in tune, because at this time there are many, many beings who want to be here. Because this is a happening place. The earth is where it's all going on. And so all these beings are wanting to be on the planet. And people are channeling this. And there's all these beings. And for me, one of the things that Gabriel said is make sure that all that comes through is in attunement with my higher self. And so when I do my alignment exercise, I make sure that my higher self is right there. My higher self knows what my intentions are. My higher self knows what my soul's purpose is, so that all that comes through is in attunement with my soul and my soul purpose. So we have access to these things that we've never had access to before. And it's just in a very exciting time. There's a lot more magic, if you will. It's like miracles are really available in a way that they haven't been. And the way that we bring miracles to us is by holding these high frequencies of light. And because light holds the intelligence of God, and light holds the love of God. So when we send light to any situation, we're actually we're conferring the blessings of God on that situation. And light knows what to do. So when we bring light into our beings, we actually are activating right down to the DNA level what is really right for us to do, and what is really in our highest good. So light is a tremendous ally to have at this time. Do you guys have any questions? I want to do a meditation to complete, and sometimes my meditations run on a little bit. So I thought, well, let's get all anything intellectual that needs to be there. If you have any questions, then let me know. Do you want to hear how I started working with the archangels? Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay. Actually, is it okay if I move this?
Yeah, totally.
Okay.
Only when I'm up there.
So back in 1988, I had been with a guru from 1978. I had been a massage therapist. I'd been studying energy work. I was married. I was living in Hawaii, and I was praying really hard for my path. And it was like, I want off this planet. I was like, really very insistent. If I can't have my life path right here, right now, I'm done. I'm done with this. Life is too hard here. This isn't what I signed up for. They laugh at me, but I was serious. I was so serious. And so I was asking for my life path to be revealed. And I was doing one of my energy massage work. I do light activation therapy, and I have a flyer on there if you want to see that. We're just opening an office here in town where I'll be doing that. So I was just at the very end, and at the very end of my light work, I send light down the body, and I send it from the head all the way down to the feet. And I was doing that, and I had my eyes closed, and the room behind my eyes was getting brighter and brighter and brighter. And it was also vibrating. It was really kind of weird because, I'm from California, so if the room vibrates, we're having an earthquake. That's where I went. And then I went, wait, I'm in Hawaii. And we don't have earthquakes here. So I opened my eyes, and at the end of the table was this massive being of light that had wings that went out the roof. They were huge, massive wings. And I had, angels, I had no background in angels. I had no interest in angels. I was asking for my life path. Something serious here. So it was this, and so I kind of said, who are you? And this big voice in my head said, I am Archangel Michael. And I went, yeah, it was like, no way. And I said, I'm busy. So it was really, I'm sorry. It was something I couldn't fathom. For one thing, it was really a lot of energy, and he did kind of scare me. But it was just so big and so weird that I just no. And so I just ignored him. I finished the massage, and she was saying, oh, there's so much light in the room. Yes. So that kind of kept happening. Yeah. I didn't say that. In fact, I didn't tell my husband. I didn't tell anybody for years. And so so he just kept showing up. And I kept saying, no. Yeah, I'm here. I want my life path. Yeah, leave me alone. I'm busy. And so that went on for about 1.5 years. And then one day, I was meditating, and we lived in a different place. And once again, this whole field started forming in front of me, and it was this huge golden angel with wings that went out the ceiling, only this time I could see his eyes, and his eyes went right into my heart. And it was just like melting me, just melting. And he said, and I'm Archangel Gabriel, and I have work for you to do. So that was like, okay, I could receive that. I could receive that because my heart was melting, for one thing. And he gave me that energy exercise that we did at the beginning, because every day we need to be in alignment with our soul. Every day we need to be in alignment with the core energy of God working through us. And every day we need to ground it on the planet so we can be fully blended being. And that's what he was talking about, is that we're here to become these blended beings where we hold these high frequencies, and we're also in the world, and we're able to bring the frequencies through us onto the planet. And he was talking about this 20 some odd years ago. This is in 1990. And so through that time, I just kept, he taught me how to receive messages. And I teach that now. And it's very simple. Everybody can do this now, you know. But back then it was a little bit weird, and so I didn't talk about it for about 4 years. And then finally, the few friends I talked to, I would tell them what I just read or what I received, and it would help them, you know. And I thought, okay, well, maybe people really need to know about this. Maybe this would help people. And so I created a little card set that was called Angel Messages then, and now it's called the Gabriel Messages. And I actually have some cards with me if you want. But they were all very God-centered. They were all very simple, heart-connected words that actually reach people in a way that is very beneficial. And then later I did a book around it, so there's a book that goes with them. And it was the beginning of a life path that I really didn't imagine was going to be what I was going to do in life. I can't say that it's been financially successful. I can't say that it's, that I haven't had divorces and bankruptcies and everything since then. But I could say that right now I feel happier than I've ever knew was possible, and that my heart is just thriving in this new time that we're in, and I'm really appreciating the new energy, because it feels like this is what time I came here to live. You know, who knew? I'm almost 70. You have to wait this long before it would come. You know? And then here, of course, coming into Mount Shasta too. It's like everybody's a master here. You know, everybody knows all this stuff, and it's just so brilliant. And so, I feel like I don't have to be. I mean, I already am weird. But I can just be my authentic weird self. Everybody gets it, yes. And I think that's who we're meant to be. We're not maybe weird, but our authentic true self. I mean, it's our time to be authentic, who we are, and and that's the only way that we're going to manifest grace on the planet, is by being who we are in this time. And so it's a brilliant opportunity. One of the 10,000 things. Yeah. So, is there any more questions? Yes. No.
How is Michael in your relationship now?
Yes, much better. It took me a few years before I would let him in. I was doing an Archangel study program with a teacher of mine in Hawaii, and she was using the Kabbalah to pinpoint where each of the archangels was situated in the chakra system. And Archangel Michael is in the solar plexus. And there was no way I was going to let him into my stomach for a while. It was really too sensitive. But, you know, after a little while, I did, you know, so this is it took me about four years to start to trust. And then when I opened up to that, what I recognized is that he's the most available of all the archangels. Yeah. And he is actually, yes?
What is Gabriel?
This down in the creative center.
Gabriel,
Michael, Raphael. So when we do this meditation, we'll bring them in. Metatron on the crown. Yeah. But also connected to the base, or sound off on. So we'll do that in the meditation. Since you brought it up, I'll bring those in. And but it's we're here to have these personal experiences with these angels. They are making themselves available to us. I don't know that there's ever been a time when they are so available for personal experience. And Michael is actually, according to some systems of, like Rudolf Steiner, that Archangel Michael is the one that is personally responsible for the evolution of the planet and our own personal evolution. So he's really wanting to make sure that we do it right and that we're okay. So he's very available. So it got better. And so now I invite him in every day.
Good.
Because I also found out that he helps me with my boundaries. And that was part of the issues for me, is that I'm so empathic that I kind of absorb other people's thoughts and feelings. And he's helped a lot with that, to just really help me stay more in my own field.
Good, great. Awesome.
Thank you.